It's strange how silence can feel heavy. Ethan sat in the basement of his mother's small Ohio house, the hum of the old refrigerator the only sound. At 26, he felt older than his years, tired, embarrassed, and stuck. Posters of ideas that never worked lined his walls: dropshipping, crypto, print on demand, failed app concepts, every reminder of a dream that had died too early. He used to tell people he was between projects. Now, even he didn't believe that anymore. The basement smelled faintly of dust and burned coffee. Ethan's laptop screen glowed weakly, open to yet another rejection email. He stared at it for a long time, then closed the lid and whispered, May they were right. Maybe I'm just not built for this. Outside, October wind pressed against the window. Halloween decorations glowed across the neighborhood. Everyone seemed to be celebrating except him. That night, his car broke down on the way to his last part-time job, a delivery gig he barely kept after being late too many times. He stood by the roadside, shivering under a flickering streetlight. Cold air cut through his hoodie, and his breath came out in small white clouds. The universe felt like it was laughing at him. Broke, jobless, and stranded. He kicked a pebble and muttered, "Perfect, just perfect." He started walking past the diner where he once dreamed of buying breakfast for his team. One day, past the old toy store, now boarded up, its windows covered in cobwebs and dust. Eventually, he found himself in the small park at the edge of town, a place he hadn't been since high school. That's where he saw him, an old man selling handmade pumpkin lanterns under a broken lamppost. The old man looked up with a gentle grin. "Evening, son. Want one? They glow better than the store-bought ones." Ethan shook his head. "Nah, I'm broke." The man chuckled. "Broke, or just waiting for your next chance?" Ethan frowned. "What's that supposed to mean?" The old man leaned closer, his voice rough but kind. "Every failure is just a missed chance. You want a shot? Look around you. Halloween's coming. People pay big money for fun and fear." Ethan blinked, caught off guard. Fun and fear? Halloween? He looked at the lanterns, each carved by hand, glowing with the soft orange pulse. They weren't perfect, but they had charm, something real, something human. As Ethan walked home, those words echoed in his head. People pay big money for fun and fear. That night, sleep wouldn't come. Ethan sat at his desk, sketching rough ideas on scrap paper: masks, lanterns, yard decorations. "What if?" he whispered. "I actually tried this." He didn't have money for a store, but he had creativity. He opened his laptop, researched trends, and discovered something: people were spending billions every year on Halloween decor, and not from big brands, from small, creative sellers. He scrolled through TikTok, watching small creators sell out of spooky products overnight. He leaned back and smiled for the first time in months. "Okay," he said softly, "let's make something scary." Ethan gathered scraps: old jars, paint, and LED lights from the dollar store. He turned his mom's basement into a small workshop. Paint-stained fingers, sleepless eyes, and a growing fire in his chest. He filmed short videos of his DIY lanterns, eerie, glowing faces, each with a story. He edited on his cracked phone, added eerie music, and uploaded them to TikTok. The first video got 30 views, the second 50, the third 10,000. Ethan froze, staring at his screen. Then comments started flooding in. "Where can I buy this? Bro, I need this for my porch." For the first time in years, he felt it: momentum. He named his small brand Spooklight. Orders trickled in from locals first, then from people out of state. He packaged everything himself: recycled boxes, handwritten thank you notes, stickers that said "Made in Mom's Basement." Within a week, his basement looked like a mini factory: paint cans stacked high, boxes taped shut, and his mom helping him print labels. She smiled as she handed him tape. "You finally found something that feels right, huh?" Ethan grinned. "Yeah, I think I did." He barely slept, running between crafting, editing, and shipping. But exhaustion felt good now. It had purpose. Then came the first setback. One of his shipments got damaged in the mail. A customer posted a video complaining about broken lanterns. The comments piled up fast. "Scam. Cheap product, typical small business fail, then stomach dropped. He'd seen this movie before. Momentum killed overnight. He spent the next 24 hours responding to every comment, apologizing, replacing every order at his own expense. By morning, something strange happened. People started praising his honesty. Bro, respect for owning up. Support small creators. The video went viral this time for all the right reasons. By mid-October, Ethan was drowning in orders. He reinvested every dollar back into materials and marketing. His TikTok following exploded past 50,000. One evening, as he packed boxes, he caught himself smiling again. That old voice in his head, the one that whispered, "You'll never make it," was finally quiet. He remembered the park, the lanterns, the old man's words. People pay big money for fun and fear, but they also pay for authenticity. Ethan wasn't just selling lanterns, he was selling stories. Each product had a name, design, a meaning, and people felt that. As Halloween drew closer, Ethan's house turned into chaos. Boxes filled the kitchen, living room, even the porch. His mom laughed, calling it Pumpkin Central. He hired 2 local teens to help package orders. The smell of glue, cardboard, and pumpkin spice filled the air. Every night, he'd sit in his car, exhausted but proud, refreshing his sales dashboard. Each ping of a new order felt like a small victory, a step away from the failure he once believed defined him. He wasn't chasing luck anymore. He was creating opportunity. One night, as he drove through town, he saw kids carrying his lanterns, front porches glowing with the designs he made by hand. It hit him. He had changed his town's Halloween look. He parked his car and just stared, heart full. A mom passing by said, "Hey, you're the spook-like guy, right? My kids love your stuff." He laughed, shyly nodding. It was surreal. People recognizing him not for failure, but for creation. In that moment, Ethan realized something powerful. Respect doesn't come from talking big. It comes from building small and finishing what you start. But just when things seemed perfect, disaster struck again. His main supplier ran out of LED lights days before Halloween. Panic set in. Orders were still pouring in, and refunds could destroy him. He drove to every store within 50 miles, begging for inventory. No luck. Then, an idea hit him. He posted a TikTok explaining his problem. Within hours, fans offered to help, tagging local stores, suggesting alternatives. One hardware store owner saw it and called him. "I've got what you need. Come pick them up." Ethan drove through the night, grabbed every light he could, and made it back by sunrise. Crisis averted. Community saved him. Halloween week was madness. He barely slept. The sound of tape ripping, printers buzzing, and cardboard crunching filled the house. But there was music in that chaos, the kind of rhythm only purpose can create. Every order, every light, every hand-painted face, they all carried a piece of him. He wasn't building lanterns anymore. He was building belief. And as he hit complete order on the final sale of the season, tears welled in his eyes. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel like the town failure. He felt unstoppable. A week after Halloween, Ethan sat in his small basement, now filled with boxes, notes, and glowing orange jars stacked like trophies. The numbers were in. Sales had crossed $1 million. He stared at the screen, speechless. For a long moment, he didn't even celebrate. He just sat there, remembering every failure. Every night, he thought about quitting. Then, he laughed quietly, peacefully. His mom came downstairs, holding cocoa. She smiled. "I always knew you had something special. You just had to see it too." Ethan looked around the same basement that once felt like his prison. Now, it was his empire's birthplace. He took a deep breath and whispered, "This isn't luck. This is timing, strategy, and never giving up." His business became a full-fledged company within months. He hired his first team, launched a website, and started planning Christmas-themed decor. But deep down, he knew the real transformation wasn't in his bank account. It was in his belief system. He no longer chased random ideas. He studied timing. He listened to trends. He learned to create opportunities instead of waiting for them. Failure had taught him the language of resilience. Months later, Ethan's story spread online. People called him the Halloween guy, the broke dreamer who turned one idea into $1 million business. But for Ethan, the money wasn't the win. It was returning to that same park where it all began. He found the old man again, still selling lanterns, still smiling. Ethan bought one and said quietly, "Thank you for reminding me that failure isn't the end." As he walked away, notifications buzzed: new orders, new customers. But this time, he didn't rush to check them. He just smiled at the night sky and whispered, "Opportunity isn't found, it's made." So if you're still waiting for your moment, stop waiting. Start building, because your story might just be the next one we tell here. Subscribe, stay inspired, and never stop chasing your dream.